Good morning, YouTube. How's everybody doing? Uh, it's a Saturday morning. It's hot. It's going to be a scorcher. Matter of fact, it's already a scorcher. Uh, I think it's supposed to be 114 today, something like that. Pretty normal for Arizona. Actually, it's pretty tame. But just wanted to talk about people being hungry, people protesting, people standing up for what they believe in, as we in America should be doing right now. In other countries, I've noticed that different people have came to these countries and are trying to take over these people's countries. So they're out there protesting. Here we have people trying to take over our country, and we have people out protesting. We also have people protesting for immigration. We probably got people protesting for Jeffrey Epstein, and he's not even here no more, but they're protesting because they want to know the truth about what went on throughout that situation with those young kids, because that is disgusting. Someone needs to pay for it, for real, the sweeping up under the rug behavior that's been going on for years. We're going to say even centuries, because it's been going on forever. You know, if somebody's rich and they have the power to sweep something up under the rug, the money helps them do that. So we can't say that you're going to find out what you're looking for, because you're probably not. And like I said in another video, what are you going to do about it if you find out the truth? So back to these protests. People are protesting to live. They're not just protesting for just to be out there mingling with people. People are protesting because of their way of life is changing, losing jobs. I heard somebody on the live today say that if we don't get stuff from other countries and stuff is made here in America, that's a bad thing. I personally think that it's a good thing of things being made right here in America, because that creates industry, that creates jobs, that creates communities, that creates a lot of things when things are made in your backyard. Just imagine all the rest of these countries. Most of their stuff comes from their countries, not ours, believe it or not. Even though we send a lot of stuff to a lot of different places, the prices on it is so high that it's crazy, right? And that is basically the country that we send it to jacks up the prices so that their people don't want it, right? And it kind of basically, well, I'm not going to say it's the same here, because we're getting goods from China that are very cheap quality, cheap made. We're getting goods from other countries, but pretty soon it looks like with all the submarines going to different places, a lot of aggressive talk is going on, and it's a little something brewing right now, people. It's a little something brewing, and if we want no war, we need to speak up about no war. Why do we need to have war all the time? I mean, it seems like it's a constant war going on. If I see the news, it's a war over here, it's a war over there. All that warring, I understand that it brings money to these countries that are at war. But what does it do for the world? Does it teach our kids for conflict resolution? No. Does it teach our societies to have love for one another? No. It just keeps people very barbaric, That's what it does, and it keeps other people thinking that they're better than other people. I can, just like a kid, two kids fighting, I could beat you up. No, I could beat you up. Now they fighting, and the next time they see each other, they're fighting again. It's a constant conflict. We need to. God gave us a paradise. Believe it or not, the earth is a paradise. He gave us a paradise to roam, to see. But I'm noticing that Americans are not wanted everywhere. And why do we think that is? Americans are laughed at abroad because they're like, you guys elected President Trump. And even though the person that's abroad may not have elected President Trump, but because you're American, you got to take the flak. So we're sitting on what I really can't put. I'm just saying a precipice of something on this earth, because I see they're cutting out programs. Things for the kids, things for the elderly, things for 9 to 5 working people. They just slash. They just cutting it. They not playing. So if we as the American people are who we say we are, I think we need to speak up. All that talking behind your hand and all that, so can't nobody hear you, needs to stop. Because if you have an opinion about what's going on in your kids' future, your grandkids' future, your country's future, your community's future, and even your future, you need to speak up. Because it's to me, it's borderline ridiculous. Because we need to learn how to get along together. I mean, people, when I say that, people are like, oh, people get along. No, the whole wide world needs to learn how to get along together. And it's our governments, because most of the time, let's say this, if our government has a problem with Canada, right? So Canadians will think that it's the actual American people that are walking around that has a problem with them. No, we don't. Because what has Canada done to us as us people? No, they're having a beef with the president of our country. So, every Canadian that I've met since then, I let them know I don't have anything against you. And I hope you don't have anything against a regular American citizen, because guess what? We're not doing that. But if we stay quiet, that means we're condoning what our top leaders are doing. I see a lot of things going on with the Supreme Court. I'm seeing a lot of things going on with Congress and the Senate. And I just want to say something to people. If you vote these people in, then you should not be complaining. If you didn't vote these people in, you shouldn't say anything at all. But if you did vote that person in, the people who voted him in or her in are the ones who should be standing up complaining about the things that they're doing, because they're not doing the right thing. Right? Remember I said we talking behind our hands, but they're not. Some of them are. They're speaking up. They're protesting them because they should. Flat out. They should. We need to get some of this ignorance out of our country. We need to get some of this king worshiping thing out of this country. America, we don't have any kings, and we don't want any kings. Flat out. If we had wanted that, we would have had that a long time ago. Because the structure was made up where it could have been like that, right? But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking to be free. FREE. We're looking to be free, to be able to make our own decisions, to be able to travel, to be able to discipline our kids, educate our kids, uh, keep up our communities. We say what you want to say. If you carry a gun, it's a right, right? See what I'm saying? That's what America, the American, I'm gonna just say, real American people want. They want to live in peace, solitude. You don't have to like. I tell people this all the time. You don't have to like anybody, but you should respect everybody. So if everybody respected everyone, then we all could live peaceful. Because if I'm showing you respect and you're showing me respect, we got no reason to beef, right? So we need to stop hiding behind the hand, and we need to speak up. If you think that something is not right, just like here in Arizona, the education system, worse in the country, period. It's crazy. So people need to speak up because that's their kids' life at future not being educated properly. Worse in the nation, Arizona, come on now. You need to do a lot better. And I think that the problem is the reason why the kids are not getting a good education is because they have to go to school during the hot summertime when it's 114, 115, 120. No kid wants to go to school at that time. Our school time should be September through June, and that's it. And stop having all these off days and all this kind of stuff. Only if it's important or only if it's an emergency should these kids be missing school. Dang, they should be going to school on Saturday and Sunday if you ask me. But you didn't ask me, but I said what I said. Because a kid that's sitting in a classroom and sees the sun out wants to be outside. Because in the summertime, that's where kids are supposed to be. They're supposed to be outside playing, either traveling with their parents, either over their grandma's house, over their friend's house, having fun, just doing what they want to do for the summer. But if I don't know what type of thinking that these people at the top here that make these decisions, I don't know what they was thinking. I mean, you mean to tell me that you would have your kids suffering and then they have to go outside in the summertime in this hot, scorching weather, and then most of these schools have no covers over anything. These kids just running out in the sun. Sun so hot it's beating them in the brain. So that's probably why the Arizona schools are the worst in the nation. But the people in Arizona need to speak up and stop letting these people run roughshod over them and making decisions, and you're not there to help them make those decisions. If these parents who have kids, actual kids in these schools, you got to get out there and you got to moan. You got to scream. You got to say, hey, I don't want my kids at the bottom of the list in the country. I don't want that. I want my kids to be educated so when they get ready to go to college, they're ready to go to college. They can understand what the professor is saying. Whether they're doing online college or in-person college. If they don't understand, do you think that they will pass college? I don't think so. And I've talked to the kids here. The kids here can't wait till they get 18 so that they can get away from here. Because they see this bad decision making. If I see it, I know they see it. They were born here. They were raised here. They were educated here. So I'm gonna listen to them before I listen to someone else, because they how they say, they boots is on this ground, and this ground is hot. And so, yeah, I've rambled a little bit about about Arizona's education. Yes, I did. But we need to speak up, not just about the kids' education. We need to speak up about the treatment of our elderly in this country. Uh, I read a book a long time ago, saw a few movies where they were saying after you reach 50 years old, you should turn yourself into this building and you should just go away. Let me say this about our elderly. If it wasn't for our elderly being able to use their brain, uh, using their bodies, we wouldn't even be here now, right? So we should respect our elderly at all times. I personally respect my elders. Sometimes even when they get out of hand, I say, "Yep, you're my elder. I can't really say too much to you because of the respect that I have for elders." So we need to speak up about our elders because the treatment that our elders that have worked all these years, paid into all these programs, did all this stuff, they're trying to take this stuff away. These are people's parents, grandparents, great grandparents. Hey, they've worked. A lot of these small businesses were by, they're older. They're all older now, right? And we need to honor our elderly. The elderly need to have their own holiday, just like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day. We need to have Elderly Day. Support our Elderly Day, so we can have let them know that we see what they did for us as people. Period. No matter what culture you're in, we need to have at the Elderly Day where we pamper them, where we show them that we appreciate them inventing things, the hard work of working 40, 60 hours, 90-hour weeks to make sure that this country is what it is today. Because America, I heard somebody say that make America great again. I keep hearing that phrase over and over. I don't know what nobody else thinks about America, but I think America is great. It can be greater, but we don't need to make it great again. Because what does that really mean? Right? Now tell me. Now somebody talk to me in the comments, like, comments, subscribe, and share. Tell me what you think make America great again means. Right? America is not great. It's not a superpower. It's not a wealthy country. Let me see. It does have great education. People come from all over the world to be educated in America. I'm trying to see how America wasn't great. Now, I'm going to say the things that America isn't great in is treating its people properly, lots of the times. Different minorities, different organizations. Now they're trying to force the universities to not accept people into their university because of a minority status or whatever. Now in that sense of the word, America ain't doing no great job on that, because guess what? It doesn't matter if somebody can attend college, whether it's on a scholarship, whether it's private funding, or a parent is sending their child to college. They should be able to go to any college. It's a DEI, all of that. College should not be predicated on if you're one color. It should be if you're all colors, because all colors need to learn. Every color needs to have higher education. So when you say make America great again, yeah, we can make America better, but it's already great in so many different ways. And in some ways, America is not great. So it's to each person's opinion as to what they think. Like I said, tell me, comment, like, subscribe, and share, because we need to speak up. How they say, stand up, speak up, and show out, because it's time. It's time to stop playing with our politicians. It's time to stop playing with ourselves and hiding in the corner, saying that this stuff doesn't bother me or it's not going to affect me. Everything that's going on, it's not, even if it doesn't affect you, it's going to affect somebody in your life. So you mean to tell me you want people to suffer because you think that it's not going to affect you? Because believe me, if you check out my Facebook page, I wrote a little thing on there one day some years back. I said, when you see people knocking on other people's door and snatching them out their houses and doing bad things to them, that if you don't say nothing and you don't stand up, one of those days them people gonna be knocking at your door. And what is happening today? The very thing that I said is happening. It's happening. People pay attention. See, one thing about it, I think Americans' attention span is so short that they don't pay attention, because it's so much to pay attention to now. With the internet, with all these, oh my God, it's so much to pay attention to. But let me tell you something, you better keep the main thing, and that's freedom. Because we is America. I've said it before, I've said it again. America will America. Now, if you don't catch that, then something's going on in your brain. But America will America, because we the people